Personalization means that you blame yourself for something you are not entirely responsible for, while blame is you're blaming others for a problem without looking whether or not your own attitude or behaviors may have contributed to it. People who personalize too much may have a tendency to be overly critical on themselves. In this case, it may be helpful to talk to yourself like a kind, compassionate friend would talk to you. Oftentimes, you'll not put as much blame or condemnation on yourself from that perspective. While people who blame others, on the other hand, they're not looking at themselves enough. Oftentimes, a quality we see in other people could be God's ways of showing us that we have the same characteristics in ourselves, or perhaps God's way of telling us to pray for that person. Again, much of these situations it can be helpful to write about, as it'll help it to put in another perspective so you can see it in a more positive and more realistic way. You can ask yourself, what evidence is there that you deserve all the blame? Or what evidence is there that this situation is all your fault? Try asking the opinions of others to hear their perspectives, or see if you are viewing it in the proper way. Regardless, much of what happens in cognitive therapy is learning from the situation and moving on. Do not dwell on the negative. Do not dwell on your faults or other people's faults. Just learn from it and move on.